Does it ever feel like the world just speeds up significantly every time you want some downtime? I mean, it's a feeling at the end of the day, but it never seems to truly go away, does it? Make us think we are losing control of our surroundings and control of the paths we set for ourselves with no reliable way back. That pressure isn't really going away. Not only are we not alone in this, but there's one critical thing people forget when they're being overwhelmed by all the noise. With it, we can uncover paths we otherwise would have missed. It doesn't take a genius to notice that the world is becoming more and more chaotic. Many things happening at once, too many problems being erased at once, and too many things trying to be solved at once. And it's all out of sync. We all went from thinking of how we can unify and work together to solve these problems to thinking about what's just best for each of us individually. That can only last us so long, but that's a different story. It is natural, though, for our brains to react to uncertainty in this way. Everyone responds to it differently, but for the most part, we just try to control what's immediately in front of us to gain a sense of peace. And all the things going wrong, it's natural for us to want to hold on to something external that we can rely on. Something reliable we can hold on to in times of crisis and we don't expect to break, but that's not reliable at all. The most important lesson we can learn here is that to master your environment, you must master yourself. This is basically a part of Stoicism, but I think it's a part everyone needs the most. Just a basic principle that helps us through life. It's also what helps us take action for ourselves instead of just sitting around and waiting for something to rescue us. It's easy to sit in the mess and be complacent, but that only works if you're fine with what you're dealing with, which for the most part, we aren't. I'm mainly referring to our biggest problems, which in my eyes is dating, a job market, maybe even socializing itself and meeting people. Not really talking about the loneliness epidemic, but generally it's just harder to meet people, especially with the death of third places. I think the majority of people would rather have an easy life than the ability to deal with the hard one. The thing about wishing for an easy life, though, is that even then you might not even handle it properly. You might not even have the character it takes to appreciate the things around you to handle them with care, to deal with the hard life. You can eventually find a path, a reliable path out of that situation. It has happened many, many times before. Like say, for example, the privileged kid who grows up getting everything he wants. We see many cases which they take what they have for granted. They get themselves into trouble and then end up creating a life they don't want anyway, all because they had no control over themselves. And even if you aren't in the most stable circumstances, what creates that stability is you. And at that point, you just become a reliable figure to lean on. Someone people can look up to. People don't look up to people that have everything from the start and are just given what they have. Nevertheless, the world isn't getting easier to live in. We're facing more jarring headlines every day, it seems. In any sense, it's always important to not let anything external dictate how well we handle ourselves on a regular basis. The world is full of challenges. There will always be things you want to be ready for.